So rabbits have a reputation of being super easy, starter, inexpensive pets. But if you watch my channel even a little bit, you have learned that that is not necessarily true. And what makes rabbits even more complicated is they do not go to a regular vet. They have to go to exotic vets, which just means more dollar signs. But there is something out there that can potentially protect your wallet and your rabbit from these very high vet bills, and that is pet insurance. Hello, Buns, and welcome back to Cinnabun Sundays, our weekly video series where we talk about all things bunny, and most importantly, welcome to episode 3 of Bunny Proof Busters. The time has come for me to finally talk about the I word, insurance. Today we are bunny proof busting pet insurance once and for all. I have really strayed away from talking about pet insurance on my channel because I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Insurance terrifies me, and I know it can be extremely confusing to a lot of you guys as well. So today I am joining in with you, and we are going to dive headfirst into the world of pet insurance, and we are going to decide if it's worth it or not. And I'm gonna be really straightforward with you guys. I do not have pet insurance for Cinnabun, and that has nothing to do with whether or not I think it's worth it. It's because I have not taken the time to research it. So today, I am not doing this video just for you guys. I am doing it to see, is it worth it or not? And by the end of this video, we are gonna add up my vet bills and we're gonna find out if I've maybe made a thousands and thousands of dollars mistake by not having it. So I guess the first thing we need to talk about is, are rabbits covered under pet insurance? And that's such a general question, but the answer is, for the most part, no. Rabbits are considered exotic pets. So for the standard pet insurance that you're gonna find at pretty much any company, rabbits are not covered. But luckily for us pet owners, at least here in the States, this is who I'm speaking to. So I apologize, I do not know about the insurance in different countries, but at least here in the United States, Nationwide does have exotic pet insurance, which is pretty much the same as their dog and cat pet insurance, but it covers rabbits. So there are two general type of vet expenses that you're going to encounter with your rabbit. One are regular checkups and regular routine things, like your wellness check that you go to once a year, vaccinations that you get for your rabbit, a spay and a neuter that you do once in your rabbit's lifetime. Those are all routine vet expenses. And then two would be emergencies, accident and illness. So if your rabbit goes into stasis, if your rabbit breaks their leg, if they have an ear infection, if their eyes are running, if you notice their nose running, anything like that is considered an emergency expense. So keep routine versus emergency in your brain. So you can go right onto Nationwide's website, and they have a ton of information right there for you where you can read up about their rabbit insurance. But I decided to dive a little further, and I actually called a representative to get a specific quote for Cinnabun. Hi there, my name's Morgan and I have a pet bunny, and I just wanted to get a quote for pet insurance for a rabbit. Cinnabun is a Holland Lop rabbit, and she is 3.5 years old. We live in North Carolina, and technically Cinnabun does not have any pre-existing conditions. She suffers from GI stasis from time to time, but she doesn't have anything diagnosed wrong with her other than being sensitive. And a lot of times companies will actually help subsidize your pet insurance, but unfortunately for me, my company does not cover anything when it comes to pet insurance. So this would be all fully out of my own pocket. So I spoke to the Nationwide representative for about a half an hour, really asking just a ton of questions about what's covered and what's not. And this is the information that he gave me. What Cinnabun would be under would be considered the modular plan. It's worth noting that there have been other plans in the past, but this is their most recent plan, and this is the only rabbit plan that Nationwide offers. So this plan covers Cinnabun. If I had multiple rabbits, the plan would cost a little more depending on how many rabbits I have. This plan covers Cinnabun, and it covers all emergency vet expenses. So this includes vet visits, x-rays, medications, surgery, anything that falls into that emergency category. But what is not covered? Any of those routine things that I talked about up top would not be covered. So anytime you go to the vet for a wellness visit, vaccinations that you get, spay or neutering, and then any pre-existing condition. I had a few questions about what pre-existing condition meant, and this is what he told me. So any pre-existing condition that exists before you enroll in this plan. So let's say your rabbit has diabetes and you've known this, and then you enroll in this plan, any diabetes things for your rabbit would not be covered. However, if you enroll in this plan and your rabbit is totally fine, and then a year or two from now they develop diabetes, then that would become covered in the plan. It's also nice because they say that you can use this insurance at any vet, so that's amazing. But I always think it's important that you at least talk to your vet beforehand, just to make sure. You never know, you never know. So from there I asked, okay, so if you're saying covering, does this mean it covers the entire cost of any emergency procedure or visit or anything? And the answer to that is no. This plan covers 90% of that. So you would only be responsible for 10% of what the total price is. So let's say your rabbit goes into emergency surgery and that surgery costs $1,000. You would only be responsible for $100 of that surgery. Okay, so now that we've figured out what this plan is, what it covers and what it doesn't cover, how much does this policy cost? So the price of the policy is going to fluctuate a little bit depending on what state you're in, the age of your rabbit, pre-existing conditions, all of that. The price I was quoted for Cinnabun was $30 a month. And from there, you also have to hit a $100 deductible once a year. A deductible is just what you have to pay out of pocket first before your plan really goes into action. So back to my surgery example, if this is your first time using your insurance and your rabbit goes into surgery, and that surgery is $1,000, so they would cover $900 of that surgery. However, you have to hit that deductible first, so subtract that $100. That means they would really just be paying $800 of that surgery. Once you hit that deductible per year, you don't have to hit it again until the next year. And from there, there's no limit on how much money you can spend per year. And the way you pay for this is you pay for everything out of pocket up front. And then once you get those receipts, once everything is paid for, you submit a claim online and they will reimburse you. So that is the plan that I would get, but just know that the cost of what you're paying monthly can vary depending on your rabbit's age, where you live, also if you have a company that covers the cost or at least some of the cost of your insurance. And now we have reached the point of the video where we find out, is pet insurance worth it? So I figured that we would use myself as an example. In the past year, we have gone to the vet 3 times. One of those was a routine wellness checkup and it cost us $70. The other 2 times I went because Cinnabun was in GI stasis. When I went for her stasis, they did a checkup, they gave her a pain injection, so a shot to help with the pain, and then they also prescribed me 2 different medications. Neither time was an x-ray necessary, and neither time was a surgery necessary. So vet bills for me in 2023 were about $470. Now, if we had pet insurance, this is what it would cost. So right off the bat for 2023, we would be paying $360 as a premium for our coverage. That's the $30 that we pay each month. The $70 from our wellness check would not be covered, so we still would be responsible for that $70. Both of her GI stasis events would be covered, and we would get 90% of that back, which would be $360 back, meaning that we're only paying $40 for those 2 vet visits. But remember that $100 deductible? We need to deduct that from the money that we're getting back. So subtract $100 from the $360 we get back. So that means that our vet bills compounded with the pet insurance payments for 2023 would be $570, which is about $100 more than what we actually spent out of pocket. So for this year, 2023, technically the pet insurance is not worth it. So what do I think? Is it worth it or is it not? That really depends on you, your rabbit, and your financial situation. I know, I'm taking the easy way out and not giving you my full opinion on whether or not you should get it, but I am not gonna sit here and tell you whether or not you should get pet insurance. You never know what's going to happen with your rabbit. You could have a rabbit that has been healthy for 3 years and then one day they go into stasis and have to be hospitalized for 3 days, and that could be thousands and thousands of dollars. Or you could have a rabbit like Cinnabun that gets sick a decent amount, but it's never super serious, so it doesn't really add up to really expensive vet bills. It's hard to say, and I think that this is really on you to decide if it's worth it or not. My goal for this video was to educate you on what is covered in insurance, what is not covered, and what you're actually paying for when it comes to pet insurance, because I think that it is so confusing. So I don't know if I can say that pet insurance was bunny proof busted, but at least we busted the confusion around pet insurance, right? I think so. I hope this video was helpful, and if you do have rabbit insurance, please, please, please comment down below and let everybody know your experience. It's such a confusing topic, and I know that a lot of people, myself included, are overwhelmed by insurance. So I hope that this can be a community where we really help lift each other up and just provide information about what we're spending our money on and how we're protecting our rabbits. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in our next video. Bye, Buns! Hello, Buns. Fun update and ending to this video. After editing this entire video and just like thinking about this constantly all week, I have officially decided to get rabbit pet insurance through Nationwide. So we did it. I guess this video convinced me, which is crazy, but wanted to give you that update that we now are officially insured.